So this video I'm going to show you how to make a calla lily out of gum paste. So this is the finished flowers here. It goes on top of a cake. They're not edible, but they are fun to do without putting a real flower on your cake. So what you're going to need is some gum paste. You can get all this stuff I have at like Michael's, Joann's, AC Moore's, place like that. I took my gum paste, made 3 little balls of different colors. I have a green for the leaf, white for the actual lily, and yellow for the inside. You're also going to need a foam pad. At Michael's will come with a big one and a little one in it. You're going to need that as well. You're going to need just any kind of board just to roll out your gum paste on so it doesn't stick to your surface. A rolling pin. A tool just to flatten out the edges of your gum paste. And then you're going to need some cones that you form your lily around and a heart-shaped cutter to cut your lily out of. Also, you just use some sprinkles just to help decorate the inside of the lily. I just put them in a little cupcake pan or holder thing. So first, you're going to take your white gum paste, just roll that into a ball, put it on your mat, and just flatten that out. Roll it out nice and thin. Start at the middle, always roll out, that way you don't get any air bubbles. If your gum paste starts to stick to your mat, you can just sprinkle a little bit of cornstarch and flour on here. It'll just keep it from sticking. So just roll that nice and thin. And then you take your heart-shaped cutter and just press it in to cut it out. And always put your not used gum paste back in the bag, just because once this dries out, it's going to go bad. And you don't want to have to keep always buying it. So you take your heart, put it on your foam pad. Just get one of these out for later. And need your cones out. So you put your heart on your foam pad. You take the ball end of your tool and just really small around the edge. You're just going to roll that out so it's nice and flat. You don't want to get it so it's ruffled. You just want to make it flat so you can bend it. Just go right around the edge, just about halfway the width of the tool, the width of the ball in. You're going to go on the whole perimeter of the heart. Just so it's nice and thin. Also for this, you're going to need gum paste adhesive, which all it is a little bit of water, just very little bit in the bottom, and just a couple pieces of gum paste. You just break it off and drop it in, like 3 or 4 little tiny pieces. Let that sit for probably like 20 minutes, just until it's a cloudy substance. Make sure you don't ever put this down the drain. It will clog your drains. You want to just throw it right in the garbage. So now that you have that, you're just going to take your heart, and if these want to come apart, I'll just do it over 2. And at the round parts, you're going to put that up towards the tip of your cone. And first you just want to dry fit it, see where you want to put it. Some people like a little gap there in the tip, other people like it completely covered. So you just dry fit it, see where it fits. Once you got it where you like it, just take a little bit of gum paste on your thing and wipe it on there. Seal that up, and then while it's still moldable, while your gum paste is still a little bit pliable, you just want to go around and bend all these edges up. So bend them up, just because a calla lily, they bend up at the tip and around the edge. Just you want to make it more realistic looking. So then you want to put this aside to dry. You can't really do anything while it's wet, so just put this aside. While you wait for that to get dried, you want to take your yellow, just a little piece, about this size here. You're just going to roll that into a ball. roll it out. Then you want to use a toothpick, stick your ball onto the toothpick, and then just roll it into like a hot dog. So you want to roll it long. This is just like the tongue of the calla lily. Once you do that, you're going to take more gum paste adhesive. You're just going to paint that whole thing. Paint that whole thing with the gum paste adhesive. Sorry, can't see what I'm doing. And then once you've done that, you're just going to roll this in the sprinkles that you have. It's just going to make it pop. You can also use bigger sprinkles. I kind of like the bigger ones better. I use the bigger ones on here. They just cover evenly, whereas these I see spots it always misses. So you just want to let that sit in there for a little bit. I had already made one of these, the forms, earlier. So once it's nice and dry, it usually takes like a half hour to 45 minutes just to dry. You're going to take your green gum paste, and you're just going to roll that out as well. Just the little pieces is just to do the little bit of green around the edges of the leaf. So you're going to roll that out nice and thin. And then you can take, if you have a little round cutter, you can use this, or else you can just form it just by cutting with a knife. But this, you just cut a round circle out of the green. And then this, you want to cut in half. You want half of that circle. Just use a spatula. Just cut this in half. And you're going to take this, and you're just going to wrap it around the calla lily. And you want to try to make your crease where you fold it over line up with your other one that you already have made. So once you got it where you like it, you take your gum paste adhesive again, and you're going to glue that shut. Just like that. And then to get this off, you just got to wiggle it. Just wiggle it a little bit. If it gets stuck, just keep wiggling it. It'll come off. So now you have that. You take your little tongue that you have sitting in your sprinkles. And this you can also just wiggle off here. Just be careful because, you know, your sprinkles are going to fall off. You don't want to make a mess. So just twist that off. Try not to squish it. It helps if you let these sit for a little while so they get a little bit hard. You're going to take your gum paste and just put a little bit down inside, just a little bit in there so it sticks. And then you just want to drop this in. If you get a little bit of sprinkles all the way around, it's okay. It just looks like pollen. And you just want to let that sit and dry. And another good thing you can do with these, which I like to do, I like to use the dusting powder. I like to use the green on the outside. If you just take a little bit with a paintbrush and just paint a little bit of dusting powder, you can get that at AC Moore, Joann's. Just a little green on the outside and then like a clear sprinkle or clear sparkle one on the inside. And then that is it. And that's your calla lily. These are good if you're doing a big cake and you need a nice classy flower. They're easy to do. Just get a bunch of the cones and just pre-make your hearts, pre-make your actual white part ahead of time. That way you can just crank them out after that. But that is it. If you guys want to see any other flowers, just let me know.